Hello, everyone. It's Monday afternoon, Monday of Holy Week. I have some notes here I'm going to refer to so I can get points across in our little chat here. But I'm sitting in my dining room at the dining room table, as I'm sure many of you have over the last weeks. And this is where I think things through the best I can. I want to start off by saying how grateful I am, and I know how grateful people in our community are for health care workers, for the janitors who clean up the emergency rooms after the COVID-19 patients have been in there, all the way from them around to the brain surgeons and the best doctors and nurses, technicians and researchers around the world now, but particularly in our country, who are working on making us safe and keeping us healthy. I hope that God blesses every one of you, and thank you. It is Monday of Holy Week, which is the week of good news. And we also know that the week ends well. It ends on the uptick, okay? Part of our good news from a worldly point of view is that our bridge is finished and complete. You shouldn't get out of your car on the campus, but you can drive across the bridge if you like, and up and down the boulevard and enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing and wonderful piece of workmanship, I believe, and I'm so happy that it's done. Our community is healthy, as best we can tell, with several exceptions that you'll learn about over time as people disclose who's been sick and who hasn't been. But I think you'll be as amazed as I am at how healthy our community is. And I think that is a comment on how well we are observing the CDC guidelines. But you know, this virus, you can pick it up anywhere, and you just have to guard against it all the time. I'm healthy. I hope you are, and I'm enjoying this isolation as much as anybody can. But this 4-day week just gives me a little hope that we're going to get through this in good shape and get to spring break. After spring break, we're going to pick up with distance learning. There had been an announcement by the governor that schools would remain closed until April the 20th. And then he revised that to April the 30th. So we will be in distance learning mode through April 30, unless the governor changes that mandate. And I just want to commend our teachers for doing such a great job in organizing and carrying out and continuing to improve the distance learning. I think our students have risen to the occasion for the most part, and I'm proud of that desire to learn in a slightly different mode from them. But I'm most proud, really, of our parents. There are a lot of funny videos around on YouTube and around the web that you can find, and some of them are hilarious. At parents thanking teachers, for all the teachers have done now that the parents have been doing round-the-clock teaching with their kids and taking them on field trips. It's amazing, some of the humor there. All well intended, I think, but has a good point to show that either in distance learning or in the regular classroom sessions, our teachers deserve tremendous, tremendous praise and respect of our community. There have been tweaks on the distance learning since it first started, improvement tweaks, and also expansions of it. And so the teachers and administrators, division heads in particular, and our IT staff, people who are there on the front lines trying to make this work every day and every night, they have been doing the tweaking. And then we've had our counselors come online and offer counseling advice through digital resources and through a steady stream of materials that come from them to keep our mental health and our emotional well-being intact. And then Father Knight has become a televangelist in a way, and he is giving us the benefit of chapel services that we can enjoy and be inspired by in our isolation, when we probably need it more than when we're all together. So I'm grateful for everyone who has done that. Mark Engstrom has reached out to the middle school in some very entertaining ways each week with meetings that he has chaired. Doug Gay, our band director, has gotten the 6th grade to play online and separate, but online. And we've had some experimentation with choral groups and that kind of thing too. It's a wonderful thing to see the energy and the creativity of our community. We're maintaining the campus. We're continuing to keep our projects moving. There's a punch list at the field house and the Quest Center still being worked on. And I certainly hope that will continue to be good for our campus. And when we do come back together, it will be a wonderful place to be, as usual, right? But I take my job pretty seriously. This is my 10th year here and my last year, but I take it pretty seriously. Some people say I take the job a little too seriously at times. I'll take that criticism. But there's one thing I don't plan to do for the Knights. I don't plan to serve any hard time on behalf of the school. And so we're going to continue to be in compliance with all the laws and the mandates that have come down from the national, federal laws, the state laws, the local mandates and everything. So we're not going to be in civil disobedience and open the campus when we're not supposed to. So, we are caught in the bind of being told when we can come to the campus and when we can't come to the campus. So we have to plan now, both ways. This will become clear probably before April 30th. We'll get instructions from our governor probably. But during the time between now and the end of April, we're going to be planning as if we're coming back and as if we're staying in distance learning mode. And we're going to be planning around year-end events as well, both ways, on campus and if we're in distance learning mode. I would welcome, and other people at the school and administration would welcome all of your ideas and comments about how you want that to go. And the premium is going to be on creativity. We're all going to remember this year, but it's our goal now, our work now is to make it be creative and positive at the end as much as we possibly can for students and for families, of course. I've been working on school finances for next year. Carrie Stakeley and I continue to have very robust relationship over her transition into the school. She's working closely with board members as well. And you're going to have a brand new head of school who is ready to go. I can tell you that. She is going to know almost everything there is to know about the school. But I'm sure you can tell her some of your secrets when she gets here. The board is very active right now. We're working on school finances and school financial position for next year and making sure that that's tightened up as much as possibly can be. And we're watching all the normal school operations for this time of year. We you hear a lot of people say that we're going to get through this, and we are. And we're going to get through it together. We're going to get through it together. That's the way it's going to be. And we're going to abide by these CDC rules, whether it's on spring break or not. And we're all going to try to be healthy out of respect for the other people around us in our school community. I know that. Some of us will get COVID-19 no matter what we do. But that's the way this insidious virus works. And we just have to be doing our best to protect ourselves all the time. So that's really the focus right now. But there was a time, a long time ago, when I was in the Navy, and my first assignment was as damage control assistant on a destroyer that was stationed in the Western Pacific off the coast of Vietnam and homeported in Japan. And there were times when we had to stay on the ship, not see land, not put our feet on land for like 30 days at a time. And it is possible to do this. It is something that can be done. And the final trip that I had on the ship was to leave Vietnam, come back through Australia and New Zealand and cross the Pacific. I tell you, the Pacific is a big ocean, not many places to stop and get off. So I thought about those days in my pretty strict isolation here on Longwood Drive and making this my office as your head of school for this isolation time. And we can do it. We can do this. Many people in our organizations have done this before in some way or another, and I know that we can do this. You are all in my thoughts and prayers. I am so proud of this community and of the dedication of everyone I work with at Episcopal and of what our parents are doing out there to keep Baton Rouge going strong. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you on campus one of these days.